Omikuji. In a very short phrase, it's fortune-telling paper strips. For a small fee, usually 1 coin, you can draw one of the paper strips out. Each paper strip will have a fortune statement telling you if you're lucky or not. Usually the following types are available, from great blessings to small blessings, half blessings, future small blessings, small curse, future curse, and great curse. If you receive a curse or a bad fortune, it is commonplace to tie them to a tree and leave them behind at the temple. The idea behind this is that the bad luck will wait by the tree instead of sticking with the person who drew the sacred lock. Just down the road from here you'll find Nara Rest Center, where you can go in and have a rest and sleep for free, or, as we decided to do, test out an earthquake machine. This is to simulate earthquakes that have happened in the past within Japan and earthquakes that have happened in the US, to give comparisons between the two.
We're at Todai-ji temple. Now this thing is absolutely massive. I cannot even explain how big this thing is. So I'll just show you.
Along the approach to Todai-ji temple stands the Nandaimon Gate, a large wooden gate watched over by 2 fierce-looking statues. Representing the Neo-Guardian Kings, the statues are designated national treasures together with the gate itself. Temple visitors will also encounter quite a few deer from the adjacent Nara Park, begging for their biscuits and special crackers.
This is ridiculous. We're about to get stopped again.
I think so.
This will be the 3rd time in about 100 meters.
Hello!
Question, okay?
Yes, yes.
Yes. My name is. What's your name?
George, Chris.
George.
Georgie and Chris. Alright, what were you saying, Chris?
So as you can see, we were rudely interrupted once again. Another 10 meters down the track.
That's the 3rd or 4th time that's happened.
No, they're harassing more people.
There's just hundreds of these little kids in yellow hats. It's amazing.
I think we're just about through them though. We've only got a couple more groups to navigate.
Yes, finally. Before, what we were looking at was just the, effectively the front gate. This itself is the temple. So, they're asking questions such as, what is your name?
Oh, I can tell you all the questions.
Where are you from?
What's your favourite Japanese food?
Yep, and can I take a photo with you? And
Peace sign.
But we're also given some origami as a thanks. Ninja stuff.
In case the deer attack.
Just in case.
Todai-ji, or Great Eastern Temple, is one of Japan's most famous and historically significant temples and a landmark of Nara.
So we've actually just come into Daigoji Temple. We paid 500 yen each, and I think it's 300 for students. We tried to get away as students, but they wouldn't let us. But this is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. This is, oh, it's next level. It really is.
Constructed in 752 as the head temple of all provincial Buddhist temples of Japan, and grew so powerful that the capital was moved from Nara to Nagaoka in 784 in order to lower the temple's influence on government affairs. The main hall is the world's largest wooden building, despite the fact that the present reconstruction, 1692, is only 2/3 of the original temple. The massive building houses one of Japan's largest bronze statues of Buddha. 15 meters tall, seated Buddha represents Vairocana.
Alright, so this is Chris for size. He's about 6 foot. Now check this thing out. This is that Buddha that we showed you. It is absolutely massive. It looks like it's out of Tomb Raider. And there's Chris again. Chris and I are currently walking to dinner. We're in Shinsekai at the moment, and we've come across this little arcade. I think we're getting gyoza for dinner, so dumpling. But yeah, no, this is a cool little place.
Shinsekai is Osaka's new world, a district that was developed before the war and then neglected in the decades after. At the district's centre stands Tsukinkaku Tower, a nostalgia-evoking symbol of Shinsekai. The area was developed into its current layout following the success of the 1903 National Industrial Explosion, which brought over 5 million people to the neighbourhood within 5 months. Shortly after the expo closed its doors, work began to improve and update Shinsekai. Paris was chosen as the model for Shinsekai's northern half, while the southern portion was built to imitate Coney Island in New York. Tsutenkaku Tower was constructed in 1912 after Paris's Eiffel Tower. Although it was scrapped during World War II, the tower was reconstructed soon afterwards in 1956.
Looks like we found it. This is where we're going tonight. Smells good.
Finally getting my dinner.
Itadakimasu. Chris is finally getting his food that he's been complaining about for the last 3 hours. Good? Soup deck. So Chris and I just spent probably about $30 each in that store that the video you just saw from. A lot of arcade games, and the way it works over here is really ingenious, don't you reckon, Chris? Like, yep. Pretty much what happens is you play a game, and if you can't do it, they bribe you, effectively. They will put in more and more and more toys or prizes, and they get bigger and bigger. We started off with anime figurines of Trunks and Goten, I think it was, from Dragon Ball Z. And then we couldn't do it. So she goes, okay, before you walk off, I'll put in 2 more. Anyway, time goes on, and we've eventually spent about $30–40 each on trying to do this thing. And then she brings out this massive freezer.
30
centimeters tall freezer from Dragon Ball, the bad guy.
Seven toys we would have won.
7 toys we would have won if we could play this game properly. And on the practice round, I got it first try because, I don't know, I was able to do it. But yeah, the way it works is really smart. It even happened to these 2 Japanese guys that were in there. They also happened to be about to leave, and as soon as they said goodbye, konbanwa, good night, she's gone and got more toys, bigger toys, and all of a sudden they're there spending more money, they're staying around. So good job to that store, and I think it was worth it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. Kanpeki! Okay, so the weirdest thing just happened. We're in an area called Tobita Shinchi. Now, this is the red light district of Osaka. And oh my god, there was Yakuza driving around everywhere. Full drives. And they were so loud. Like, you could hear these things from 3 blocks over. And there was just street after street of effectively, shop fronts. It's pretty much just
no doors or windows.
Yeah, it literally is just a tiny little room, probably the size of your bedroom, and it had a garage like roller door on the front, and out the front would be an old lady sitting down, and behind her on a tatami mat are these gorgeous Japanese girls. And so it was really funny, like some of them were dressed as like Luigi, some were dressed as cowboys. Definitely.
The only reason we've come here is just up from where we've just been at, can't pronounce the word, place.
But where we went for dinner.
And when we were looking online for crazy things to do, it came up as a tourist attraction. And seeing this professional looking setup, nothing sleazy about it.
It was actually quite classy, like,
yeah.
Considering it's a job that's generally seen as distasteful all over the world, and it was in a very derelict area, but it looked quite classy, like it was really strange.
But then all of a sudden you'd hear the rumble of the big black 4-wheel drives with the tinted out windows, and be reminded very quickly where you were.
It's 12 o'clock now, midnight, on the 8th of June, and Chris has just turned 28. How do you feel, Chris?
I think I busted my hip on the way back here from the 7-Eleven, where the old mate George got me a birthday stubby, recommended by a fella in the 7-Eleven.
A fella? A local fella?
You know it's going to be good.
Happy birthday, mate. Hope it's good.
Cheers.
Get mine out. Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Itadakimasu.
Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode.